Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. There you can find a list of the chapter. Scroll down to grade 8 math. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter functions. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 8 math. Chapter we're on right now is functions. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is 'Look at the set of the ordered pairs 15, 19, 15, negative 5. 9, 5 and 15, 6. Is this a relation a function? So look at the x values. See, we have 15 three times in the x values that maps to the different values of y, right? Same value of x cannot be mapped to the multiple values of y. So this relation is not a function. Only one value of x to the one value of y, right? One value of x can map only one value of y. So the x values the y, so the relation is not a function. Let's just start with the test questions. Look at this function. Is this relation a function? So let's just look at those values. Each value of x can only map on one value of y, right? You can see here, you can just match these values. So that means the relation is a function. So yes, it is a function. Is this a relation a function? Yes, it is. Got it? Okay, ordered pair. 3, 17, 3, 5, 11, 15, and 11, 18. Is this a relation a function? So each value of x can map to only one value of y. This is the definition of a function, but you can see here, same value of x can map two values of y, right? So that means no, this is not a function. The correct option is no. Look at this table. So see the x values and the y values. So one value of x can map to only one value of y. 0, 0, 3, 2, 4, 9, and 20, 10. So one value of x can map to only one value of y. So you can check the values. Yes, so that means the correct option is. The correct option is yes, the relation is a function because only each value of x can map to only one value of y. Look at this set of ordered pair. Is this a relation a function? So you can see 117 is mapped to two different values of y. See here, this one and this one. So that means no, this is not a this is not a relation. The correct option is no. The correct option is no, that is not a function. Look at the set of ordered pair. Is this a relation a function? The correct option is yes, it is a function, right? Because each value of x can map to only one value of y. So yes, it is a function. Look at this table. Is this a relation a function? Just look at the x and y values. So each value of x can map to only one value of y, right? So the correct option is yes, it is a function. Look at this graph. For each value of x, we have only one value of y. So the correct option is yes, this relation is a function. Yes, it is a function. The correct option is yes. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is, does x y the linear functions? Does 1 0 makes the equation y equals x true? So y equals x. Look at the ordered pair, that is 1 0. X is 1, y is 0, right? So y equals x. 0 is not equal to x. So the point 1 0 does not satisfy the equation y equals x. The correct option is no, the point 1 0 does not make the equation true. The correct option is no. Let's just start with the test questions. Does 9 8 makes the equation true? X equals 9 and y equals 8. So y is 8 equals 9 minus 1. 8 equals 8. So yes, it is. The 9 8 is the point that makes the equation true. Yes, it is. Does 3 2 makes the equation y equals x true? 3 2. X is 3 and y is 2. So y equals x. 2 is equal to 2 is not equal to 3. The correct option is no, that is not. The point 3 2 does not satisfy the equation. Is 2 a solution to the equation y equals 4x? Y equals 4x. Y is 2, that is 2 equals 8. 2 is not equal to 8, so the correct option is no. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is no. The point 70 satisfy the equation y0 equals x. Y is 0, 0 is not equal to 7, so the correct option is the correct option is no, 0 is not equal to 7. Does 1 0 makes the equation true? Equation y equals x true. So y equals x. X is 1 and y is 0. 0 is not equal to 1. The correct option is no, 0 is not equal to 1. Is 0 0 a solution to the equation y equals 3x? 0, x is 0, y is 0. 0 is equal to 3 times 0. 0 is equal to 0. So yes, 0 0 is the solution to the equation y equals 3x. Yes, it is. So 0 0 is the solution to the equation. Does 0 0 makes the equation y equals 9x true? Yes, it is. Y equals 9x is true. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is 3 4 a solution to the equation y equals 4x? The correct option is no, they are not equal. Eight zero. Does the point 80 satisfy the equation y equals 0 plus 8? So y is 8, x is 0. So 0 plus 8 is 8. So yes, both sides are exactly equal. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me do next lesson. The next lesson is identify independent and dependent variables. Trisha works for a small company that sells books online and is responsible for mailing out the books to customers. Every morning she get in line at the local post office and estimate the length of her wait. The people in line ahead of her, the longer she will need to wait. So we need to identify which of the variable is independent and which is independent. So in the given statement, one of the line is very important. From this line, you can see which very the identify identify the dependent and independent variable. This is the line. The more people in the line ahead of her, the longer she will have to wait. So that means the people in the line are the independent variables and the wait is the dependent variables. If before her you have she have only two she have to only two people, she have to wait less, right? So that means the wait, the number of people in the line ahead of Trisha is the independent variable and wait is dependent. So P is the independent variable and W is the dependent variable. The more people in the line, the more she have to wait. Let's just start with the test questions. The member of the Carter's Orchestra are planning a performance tour of France during which they will stay in hotels. The more orchestra member who go on tour, the more hotel rooms they will need to reserve, right? So that means the more people, the more members who go on the tour, that means they have to book the more rooms, right? So number of rooms are dependent on the number of visitors. So that means the number of members, M is the independent variable and R is the dependent variable, right? The more rooms means the more. Okay, Carmen is getting ready for a hike. The number of hours she expect to be gone will affect how many snacks Carmen packs, right? So that means the number of hours she expect to be gone will affect how many snack Carmen packs. So H equals the number of hours Carmen expect to be gone and S equals the number of snacks Carmen packs. So that means the number of hours. H is the independent variable and S is the dependent variable. Oh, sorry. H is the independent variable and S is dependent variable. I said the same, but I selected the wrong option. So option number 2 is the correct option. Carrie is designing programs for her daughter's high school graduation. The number of pages in each program is dictated by the number of graduates. So P equals the number of pages in each program and G equals the number of graduates. That means the number of pages is dependent on the number of graduates, right? So P is the independent variable and G is the dependent variable. But why? Oh, the more graduates means the more number of pages. So G is the independent variable and P is the dependent variable. Option number 2 is the correct option. Maria, a food blogger, receives a payment from an advertiser each month. The amount of money she earns depends on the site visitors she receive every each month, right? So the more visits she have, the more money she earn. So V is the independent variable, and the number of the amount of money she earns depends on how many site visitors she receives every month, right? So that means the number of visitors, the more number of visitors she have, the more money. So money is dependent on the V. So V is the independent and M is the dependent variable. Okay, let's just read. A teller at a bank is trying bills into stacks. The number of bills on each on hand determine how many stacks the teller can make. So the number of bills, that means the stacks is dependent on the number of bills. So S is the independent variable and B is the dependent variable. Option number 2 is the correct option. Oh, S is the dependent variable and B is the independent variable. Got it? Jonathan is making pickles from homegrown cucumbers. The more cucumbers she has, the more pickles she can make. So, cucumber is the independent variable and pickle is the dependent variable. C is independent and P is the dependent variable. Lauren is planning her wedding. The number of guests she wants to invite determine the number of announcements she order. So the number of announcements is the dependent variable and G is the independent variable. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working grade 8 math. Chapter we were working on is functions. The lessons we have covered today are identify functions, does xy satisfy the linear functions, and identify independent and dependent variables. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions?